computer. All right, so guys, very great news. We are going to be having our equity letters back because after my wonderful meeting with our president, Jackie, she has allowed me to go ahead and have a subscription to Remind that I could use for all of us. So on Friday, when I was in Ocala, I started a subscription back up for Remind, and we sat there, right, Tana, who was at the table, so was Blake, and we did equity letters for each of I know I cannot obviously do that with each and one of you right this moment because there may be a bunch of us joining. So what does that mean? That means we're going to go over how we're going to do it. We're going to look at criteria. We're going to break into what the equity does, how Remind works, and then we will be scheduling appointments if you need it. If not, the point of this meeting here today is to show you again how I do an equity letter, how I find the community, what the criteria is, what does it look like? What's the difference between an equity, a targeted prospecting? What are the key? Oh, I need my pad and pen. Please hold. Let me grab that. Because we need some math. Make an equity letter work.
Morning.
Good morning. And actually, I in a perfect time, and we'll wait just a moment. I'm going to continue to talk about what we're going to do, and then I'll introduce you guys. So what we're going to do again, guys, is we're going to talk a little bit about the key points of what an equity letter is, what we need to be able to create an equity letter. Remember, there are certain key factors. You have to have the right data points to be able to create an equity letter. You might want a farmer community, but you can't actually do a targeted prospecting with an equity letter if there aren't certain points that make sense. So we're going to break into MLS. We're going to look at some key factors. We're going to see how I find the equity letter communities, and then we're going to create an equity letter. I will be happy to give everyone a template for an equity letter. So if you guys want to have that template and be able to create your own, then you could just say, hey, Carrie, shoot me the spreadsheet for Remind. Now, also remember in Remind, when I download that spreadsheet, which is an Excel spreadsheet, you have to have Excel to work that data. To be able to do the mail merge for these letters, you have to have the Word, the Microsoft whole package, because you can only mail merge in Word with Excel. It doesn't work with Google Sheets. So if you don't have that, you can't do that. So if those are the case, it doesn't matter, then you have to meet with me. I will be happy to create that mail merge document for you. So this is where you say to yourself, either you could do it on your own or you need a little more assist from me. It doesn't matter. We can either meet together and do it, or you could do it on your own. But I want you to see how it's done either way, because you can then come to me with your communities, and then we can create the letters and have it done quicker. And I will send you off with your mail merge. While we were in our meeting, I did equity letters. Tana, how many did I? I did it for Tana. I did it for Blake. I did it for Jill, and I did it for Maddie, all in our meeting. Now, our meeting went a little longer, about an hour and a half, but we did equity letters for everybody. So the point is, I can do a lot of equity letters for people, but we have to have the right data. We have to have the right communities, and you guys need to kind of understand what we're looking for. Does that make sense? Okay. Now, before we get started, we have a wonderful guest here today who has a terrific opportunity because we are Premier. And being Premier gives us such a wonderful opportunity because we have a wonderful advisor by the name of Peyton Lewis, who is our Premier advisor, Miss Florida, USA, and her wonderful boyfriend, Carlos. So I'm going to introduce you guys. Come on down. And they have a really special opportunity to take us to the next level. So come on down, guys. And do you want me to put up the gold bar?
Yeah.
Okay. Of course you do. You're part of this.
Is that
Yeah. But what I'm going to do is put it here. And what part do you want me to go to? The home, the venue?
Right there's fine. Yeah, I could kind of explain from there.
Okay. So come on down.
Cool.
Let's see. Guys, here you go.
Amazing. Hey everyone, what's going on? It's so great to connect with you all, and I know we're here in the office as well. My name is Juan Carlos Baronecci. I'm the founder of Gold Bar. And last year we decided to put together what I thought was one of the most amazing training experiences ever for luxury real estate agents. So when I went out there into the field, I wanted to get into luxury. No one ever told me, here's where you have to go. Here's what you have to do. Here's the step-for-step process. And I found myself very lost. So what I decided to do was I reached out to the top agents in the entire country and I said, hey, could you come to a nice little workshop event for us?
Grab his chair.
Oh,
Give him
for
a
the
chair,
Okay, cool.
so you don't feel like you're looking down.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool.
By the way, this is Peyton's boyfriend also, which
Perfect.
is a
Right there. Cool,
wonderful
cool,
way.
amazing, cool.
Yeah.
So I said to myself, how can I go out there and find the best of the best and actually bring them into one arena or one stadium and say, hey, can you teach us what you guys did to become successful? So we got Ryan Serhant, we got Josh Altman, Tracy Tudor, Josh Flagg. We went out there and got the best of the best, people that were selling 5, 10, 15, $20 million homes.
What Sotheby's agents did you have? You had some great Sotheby's people there too, I know.
We had Sotheby's agents from all over. So for this time around, what we decided to do is say, you know what, let's do this in Miami. So we did it in New York last year. We sold out. This time around, it's going to be in Miami at Sacred Space. And what we decided to do was get even better speakers that could go ahead and give us the understanding of what you have to do in order to become successful in real estate. So
Just to make sure that, guys, are you all seeing this? Hold on, I'm going to make sure.
oh, you're not even
share. I just realized we may not be sharing. There
No
we go.
worries. Okay. So basically, it's a 2-day workshop. It's on February 26 and 27. And the whole purpose is to learn how to maximize increasing your production, how to close more deals, how to get more listings, how to sell 5, 10, 20, $30 million properties directly from the agents that are very successful doing that. We have Frederick Uckland talking about how he built his team to $4 billion a year in sales. We have Dina Golden-Terry talking about how she became the #1 agent in Miami. Aaron Kernan, how he scaled his business to become the #1 agent in LA. We have a ton of CEOs speaking as well in terms of what they did to go from agent to CEO, how they built a brokerage, how they're recruiting for their teams, their brokers, everything on that side. And then we have world famous architects, developers, the whole 9 yards. So basically what I did was I put together an entire workshop of the best in all of Florida and all of the country to come teach your agents and attendees what they have to do in order to become successful. And I created an entire, like I said, agenda for this. You can find it right here on the website. It's goldbarlive.com. And I wanted to give you guys all an incredible discount. So yeah.
Before you say that,
Yeah.
so guys, we've got a lot of one Sotheby's that'll be joining there. Carol Medeiros went last year. I wish she was on with us right now because she could give a great testimonial for, she said it was amazing. I
Good,
wish
good.
I could have gone last year.
Yeah.
I was in love, Lord knows
You're
what.
coming this year though. So
I'm going this year.
Yes,
I'm
yes.
happy to be attending. And let me just do this, admit. Listen, as we all know, luxury is a whole experience. There's so many parts to it. Working with developers, learning how to build teams, learning how to sell in different spaces, and how to get customers, right? So the whole point of this is we can learn from each other. The industry is small.
correct.
It's really small in that luxury space. And we want to learn from everybody. It doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're on. It matters where you're getting your information from.
Correct.
And so this is a wonderful opportunity for us to connect with people who are working in all different markets and see how they're doing it and learn something
Correct.
new that we can use in our market. So this is what's great. We're going to be able to take all this awesome knowledge back
Correct.
and take over Orlando even more. That's
Yes,
the whole idea.
exactly. And something we wanted to do was we wanted to bring you even the best developers in the world to come out there and showcase their properties. So we're going to be showcasing the $285 million listing that just hit the US on the Wall Street Journal. It's the most expensive property to be listed in the entire country. So the developer is going to be there. The broker that's marketing is going to be there. The owner that invested into the property is going to be there. We have Kobe Karp talking about his step-for-step process and how he designs these beautiful architectural masterpieces, the luxury condominiums he does, the luxury homes, everything on that side. But the goal is, if your goal is to break into the 1% of the 1%, selling 20, 30, 40, $50 million properties, and you want to understand, well, how did you build this connection with this architect? How did you build this connection with this developer? What is it that it took for you to find the client that would actually invest into a property like this? That's what we want to uncover. It's all of these people's secrets. Even if you're under 40, we have top agents under 40 that are extremely successful. They're going to be showcasing, but we want to give it all away. We don't want anyone to hold back in terms of not knowing the knowledge or the wisdom or the clarity they need to get to their goals. And that's basically what we do over 2 days.
And what's really great about this is, I can tell someone exactly what I can do. They can tell you exactly what they do. You're always going to do it differently.
Correct.
There's no secret sauce, right? And that's the beauty of something like this. Everyone shares what they have found to be successful. Now it's about you taking that knowledge and making it your own. So I
Correct.
love this.
Yeah. And we even went ahead, we spent $10,000 on a professional note taker So even if you attend, we're feeding you, there's an open bar, there's a networking event. It's an incredible experience, but we hired a professional note taker to take notes for you so that at the end of every single session, you don't have to take notes. You just walk away with the entire value. There's a replay, there's a networking event afterwards. It's really just a full, incredible experience.
Well, that sounds great. And food and alcohol, we know that, realtors love that.
Yes.
so. And
Yes.
so, and what are you doing special for Premier Centerview?
Okay, so basically we have a silver package, a gold package, and a VIP package. The gold package includes the networking event. It includes 2 days. Lunch and catering is fully provided. It's $1,500.
You want to put it up here?
Yes, I'm going to go ahead and put the
You
ticket
know where
packages
it's
right
up.
here.
Like I know. Oh, let me just pretend like I know what I'm doing.
So these are the ticket packages we offer. It's $997, $1,497, $1,997. Because we have so many one Sotheby's agents already attending, and I was like, I need to get more of the Orlando crowd out there and everything on that side. I'm offering,
What's
yeah,
that?
yeah. She literally said, I'm giving everyone the gold package at $1,000 off.
Wow.
So it would literally be $497 both days, networking including, open bar included, food included, no ticket included, like everything.
Wow.
I'm literally not making any money off it. It's just for the cost that I want to have more people from Orlando there. And something I see benefiting you guys is a lot of the people in Miami want to move here now. I've been getting a
It's
lot
true.
with Pay It. So like this is where you're going to meet. There's only going to be 200 people there. It's the best of the best. Team leaders, broker owners, top producers. It's an opportunity for you guys to network with Miami agents and get more referrals over here.
We love that. So guys, as you hear that, so the gold package for $497, 2 days, it's the 26th and the 27th of February. I will be there as well and looking forward to seeing as many of you there. This is going to be recorded.
It's recorded as well, yeah.
And you'll be on with the meeting next week as
Yes,
well.
yes,
yes. But if you have any questions, you can reach out to Peyton and then she'll be able to answer any questions you have. So
Thank you so much, Gary. Really appreciate it. Thank you. And then if you want to just go ahead, the code is Premier 1000, just so that they have it.
1000.
Yeah, and they'll give them the discount.
Wonderful.
Okay, thank you, Gary. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Questions?
Oh.
I should probably ask, does anybody have any questions? Anybody? No? Okay, great.
Good, cool. Amazing. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Okay,
Appreciate it.
thank you. All right, that's awesome, guys. So we're talking about equity letters to get to the customers, but what better way to get to a customer than have a referral, right? You guys like that idea or what? Okay, so let's go ahead and share our screen again. And all right, you guys can see my screen. We're going to go right over here to MLS. Okay. All right, so guys, I'm just going to pick an area. Does anybody want to give me, well, actually, I'm going to pick where we're at. So I'm going to pick Dr. Phillips. So we're going to search residential quick. Okay, now, Carlos, this information is top secret, cannot be shared. Proprietary information right here. All right. So the way we're going to search is we're going to look at last year. Okay. And I like to say, okay, so Dr. Phillips, Flavia, you work Dr. Phillips all the time. Maria works Dr. Phillips. We got some Dr. Phillips people in here. What do you say is the starting price, the average that we'd want to go to luxury? Starting price here, would you say 700, 800? 8 or 9? So let's say, oh, nice that I have there, 800 up. Yeah. So then this is how I find it. I say, okay, let's see all the sales and let's look through to 819 and let's start in 819 or 836. 819. 819. Okay, let's start in 819. In 819 last year, 431 sales were above 800. So obviously that is the beginning of luxury because that's a lot of sales. Okay. But what we're looking for, guys, is how many in certain communities, right? We're looking to see batches. So as we can see, oh, what the heck? Oh, what? Oh, is that a new thing? You have to click the box now? Okay, 79 now. That's different. Okay, so let's see. Yeah. Usually I think it's always been clicked and now I have to click it. That's a problem. All right. So now we want to make sure we're going to search cancel here. You want to click on your subdivision because you want to put them. So obviously Bay Hill, we know. So we can look at Bay Hill, Bay Point, Delagio. Ah, we like Delagio. So I'm gonna look at Delagio for sure. Emerson Point has 3. We'll check out Emerson Points. So what I'm looking for is multiples, right? Lake Kane only has 1. Lake Marsa has 2. Orange Tree has 3. Now, Orange Tree we know has a lot more, but they're all under 800. So that's why I'm not going to look at Orange Tree.
So why are you looking for multiples?
Because I'm trying to get an equity letter and I want it to be luxury. So I need to have enough people who have enough equity that's sold in that community to see that there's turnover too,
To make it work.
to make it worth your time. Okay, South Bay looks good. Yeah, if the community's not turning, what makes you think you're so special, Maria, that they're going to sell now? Because they just love Maria. Okay. Torrey Pines, look at that. Jeez, Torrey Pines. Yep, Torrey Pines. Okay, so let's start, guys, with Delagio. Shall we? Yes, Carrie, let's. So we're going to go back to criteria. Now we're going to get rid of the 800 because now we got to get an accurate picture of what's happening in the community. We go to legal subdivision. We got to put the stars in because we never know how people actually write it. And we see that in Delagio, 5 homes were sold. So in 24, this is where we're writing things down. There's been 5 sales. Okay. Now we're going to hit stats tabular. And what we're looking to see is what was the average close price? It was sweet, 1.241. And the average days to close were 67. Guys, that's not too shabby. Actually, no, 36. Excuse me. I like ADM. I don't even care about CDM. 36. Guys, that is amazing at 1.2. Yeah. So now we have we like the numbers. We're excited. But do we have an equity letter? We have no idea. We have to compare it to something. So since we're in February, I like to compare year to date. If we were in March or April, I might compare quarter to quarter, right? So it depends on what we're comparing. But the first one, since we're still in the beginning of February, we can compare year to date to year to date. We're still in an okay time period to do so. So I'm going to go back to criteria. And now I'm going to go just change this factor to last year. Everybody with me? Okay. And now I'm going to see. Okay, so in 23, 4 homes were sold. So we already have a good data point because we have more of your neighbors sold last year than they did in 2023. First good data point. Now we're going to go to stats tabular and we're going to see, do we have better data? Oh, we have the first problem where we do not want to use Delagio because the price went down. Because last year, the average sales price was 1,398. And the year in 2024 was 1.2. So it's over almost 200,000, 150,000 less. That just killed your data point. And okay, great. It sold 4 days faster, but what do we care? Because what people really care about is how much more money did it sell for. So if you don't have this data point here, don't even bother with your equity letter. Does that make sense? Because even if they have equity, that was like the best thing to talk about in an equity letter. Now, that doesn't mean you can't target prospect them. You guys with me? But not a great standard equity letter. So for me, I would move on because we had other ones. Does that make sense? Okay, so we're going to go back. Yeah. Exactly. If we really exhausted everything else, I'm going to go back to find something else to say to them. Exactly. But now I'm going to go back to criteria. And now I'm going to put back in here the 800 plus. I'm going to get rid of Delagio. I could have just written Emerson Point, but I'd rather get it how they wrote it. So I go back to my results. And we're just going to hit Emerson. Okay, here. So here's Emerson Point. Was there only one in Emerson Point? I think I had more than, oh, you know what? I think some people said Emerson, people said Emerson Point. Let's just see. Let's take a quick peek. Let's go to criteria. Let's get rid of the 800. Let's see. Subdivision, Emerson. And let's make sure this is in 2024. What happened here? Ah, that was in 23. Okay, 2024. So in 2024, Emerson Point sold 3. So 24, they sold 3. Their average sales price was, drum roll, please. Let's see. 1.7, guys. This is a nice one. But do we know? No. And it took 116 days, which at that point, at that price is not bad, right? 36 was better, but okay. So now we're going to go back to criteria and let's see what happened. Oh, you know what? No, I took away that. Okay. In 2023. Now here's a great data point. Only 1 home sold. So 3 times as many people sold. That's a good data point. So in 2023, only 1 person sold and they sold for, bad data point. They sold for more, $8,000 more, but it doesn't give us a letter. You following me? I don't care if it's 1 person, but if that 1 person sold for 1.6, we're in the money. They sold for 1.7. There goes your letter. Doesn't mean we can't send something else, but it's not an equity letter. Everybody with me? We got to go back to the mall. Okay. So here we go back to 2024. And we have South Bay. Let's just try South Bay. South Bay. Okay. South Bay sold 7. Okay. In 24, we sold 7. Let's see what it looks like in the stats. This is the thing about equity letters, and this is what I want you all to see. Not every community should have an equity letter. So 966 and 40. Okay. Days to close. Let's go back. And this is the stuff you all can be doing before we meet, even if you don't know how to have mail merge, even if you don't know how to do your Excel spreadsheet, doesn't matter. But
Bounce back and forth each time?
well, I'm teaching you how to do, but yeah, you can. But yeah, but I can't teach you how to do that now. Yeah, and then most people would lose their mind if I taught them that.
Oh,
But yes, Maria, you could. 23. Okay, now who's cooking? What are you making? Okay, so in 23, we had also 7 sold. So that's really not a data point, but okay, let's see if we have a good one here. So what do we have? Geez, that's a terrible one. They sold for more, 1.2. So far we are not doing well in Dr. Phillips. So let's go to our last hope, Torrey Pines. All right, let's see how Torrey Pines did. Torrey Pines. In 2023, Torrey Pines sold 7. I'm starting in 23. And maybe that'll be better luck for us. Let's see. In 2023, Torrey Pines sold for an average of 971. 414 in 42 days. All right. Hold your breath, guys. Let's see if it gets better. Let's see what happens. Criteria. What happened in 24? In 2024, they sold more. They sold 8. Okay, so that's a good data point. But the one we really care about, let's see what happens. Finally, a good letter. Oh, for the love of God. All right, the price went up. 62625. And the days on market went down. This is a good one. Now the question is who's going to fight for Torrey Pines. So I know I have Teresa White in Torrey Pines. I also have Emily doing Torrey Pines. So just so you know, Teresa White and Emily Knudsen are already farming Torrey Pines. So whoever thinks that they're going to steal this, you're going to fight off Teresa and Emily right now. So just want you to know that because everyone already farming them. Okay, so. All right, here we go. So this is how we would write the letter. 625. Teresa, are you on? She is meeting me today. Oh, this is a beautiful one. She's gonna be so happy. Divided by 71. Got some really nice ones here. Oh, beautiful. So here you go. So here's an example of a letter that we would do. Documents. Let's use one of my letters I used on Friday. Advisors. Ocala. Let's do Blake. Country Club of Ocala. Use this one. Cancel. Options. All right. So here's an example one that we just did on Friday. So I would say, did you know, and here I would insert that more of your neighbors in Torrey Pines sold their home in 2024 versus 2022. And in fact, 52% faster. Not only did they sell their home quicker, but for an average sales price, and then here, actually, I would probably, not only did they sell their home quicker, but they sold it for 20% more with an average sales price increase of $192,000 more. Would you be interested to see? You could potentially have blank in equity right now to see what taking your property global could look like. Call, text, or email me. And then this QR code goes to the how much is your home worth link on your website. You guys see how that looks? So actually we could go right to Teresa because she has probably one of those. Everybody understand how that works? Now, how would I get that data? So now I go into my fave that I just rebought, products and services, Stellar Products, Remind that I just bought. Where is my Remind?
It was further down. You passed it.
Down here?
In blue.
Oh, they made it blue. Okay, access this tool. So exciting that I have it again.
How much is that if we decide to buy that?
200 a month. So I don't recommend it because I have it, so I can just run whatever you want. But if you want to, let's see what Stellar does. And
Are they
then,
coming out with a replacement for that?
they're coming out replacements for all sorts of things, and then they'll be offering things a la carte. So I don't know. I'm interested to see what they're going to do. So what we would do is I would search and put in here Torrey Pines, and I would pick my neighborhood. Here it is. And then I'm going to select all. Now I would make Teresa take out anybody that has homes on the market pending herself. I don't want to take it out here because what I'm finding is that Remind takes out too many people. So I'd rather keep everybody in and then manually take them out of the spreadsheet versus take them out prior to getting them in the spreadsheet.
So we get the data first.
Get all the data first, everybody, and then clean it against MLS manually after I give you the list. So that's on you.
What do you mean by it takes out too many? It's taking out things
Because let's say there's 5 people that are on the market. It's going to take out 20
that aren't actually
on the market. Yeah, or on the market or pending. Yeah, it's like not the cleanest data. Exactly what's happening. Yeah, choosing Zillow. So I select all. I say add to cart. I create a Torrey Pines cart. And then I'm going to say add the property to the cart. Then I go to my cart. I'm going to select, you know, they used to have us that we can save the criteria. I can't do that anymore. It's very annoying. Okay, I'm going to select them all. And then I'm going to export the data. Torrey Pines. Now, I don't want all this data. I'm going to say no. I only want personally. Now, if you guys want more, you have to tell me. Like Maddie wanted it all. I don't know why, but if you want it all, I'm happy to give it all to you. And then you can do whatever you want with it. I'm not going to keep keeping all these spreadsheets on my laptop because my laptop will be overloaded before I know it. So I'm going to send you your merged document, the template. I'm going to send you the spreadsheet, and I'm going to send you, if you've had me do it, the actual merged document from MLS, which I'll create for you one right now. So let's see. Property information. So we want the property information, the mailing address information. I want the owner information. And then I like the equity information. That's all I care about. If you guys want other things, knock yourself out. You tell me what you want, I'll give it to you.
The system only has a mailing address right now for emailing.
Oh, no, emails are in here and phone numbers too. That will come when I put owner information. And then I say export. So now, actually, I'm going to show you how this works. I'm going to go into, let me get out of Blake. Let me go into Teresa. She's not even on. She's going to be so happy when I do this with her equity. All right, let's do this one. Oh, but this is an ugly one. No, I'm going to have to use the other one. Let me open. I'm going to use the Blake one. Go back in there. Show you how to do this. So those of you who can follow it the whole way, look, I'm downloading my spreadsheet now. You'll see how I do the whole thing and you'll know how to do it. Those of you who I've lost already, don't worry. I will do this for you. If you have questions, you can stop me, but I'm showing you the whole enchilada right now. Everybody still with me? I will also be uploading this into our private training, so you will have this, okay? I'm going to go back to Blake's. Okay. Blake. Blake. All right, cancel. All right, so now I'm going to file save as. Teresa. I have so many people, don't I? Isn't it crazy? And I'm going to call this Tori Hines. And if it wasn't Teresa, then I'll save it for whoever it was. Could be Emily. All right. So we're going to put it under, for now, Teresa, because I can't remember if it was Teresa or Emily. Teresa White. Is Emily on? See, neither one of them are on. So this is what's happening. All right. We put her phone number in. How great is this? You're not even on the training and you're getting a letter, right? And now I'm going to show you what I do here. Okay. This, we're going to get rid of that QR code. This is how I create a QR code. I go into her website, Premier Sotheby's Realty.com. And then I need to go, I like this one. It's called POLOTNO Studio. This is not our tool. This is a third-party tool that's free that I love. And it's got this QR code thing right here. It's so simple and easy to use. And I go to sell your home value estimate. This is where you want to bring them to, right? So I just copy the URL. I paste it right in here and it makes the QR code. Simple, easy. Studio.polotno TNO. Super great, right? Love it. Love it. Now I go back to my letter and I insert picture from file, desktop, my screenshot. And I just make it wrap text. You have to make it through. And then boom, make it a little smaller because that's ginormous. And now that goes right to hers. And then I have to change this address to 7600 Dr. Lips, LVD Suite 32, Orlando, Florida, 32832.
Hey,
No.
Carrie.
19. Yeah.
So another cool place to do QR codes is Bitly.
Yeah.
And you can create dynamic QR codes. So if you're sending out like a letter in January, another piece in February, whatever, you can put little extra keywords in there. You can see which mail piece that actually got that scan on the QR code.
Oh, that's
So
a good idea.
if it's just a generic link to your website, you don't know which mail piece it came from. But if you do a dynamic QR code, you can add extra keywords from Bitly that it's trackable.
That's a great
And
idea.
it's also free. And I know if it's free, it's for you.
If it's free, it's for me. I love that. Thank you, Shane. Okay, so did you know that more of your neighbors in Torrey Pines sold their home in 2024 versus 2023? And sold them 52% faster. And in fact, did you know that more of your neighbors sold in Torrey Pines? Did you know that more of your neighbors in Torrey Pines sold their home in 2024 versus 2023? And sold them. Let's get rid of that. Let's see. Oh, their home. In 2020. And sold them 52% faster last year. All right, what do you think of that? Okay, so here, oops, undo, bold. In fact, not only did they sell quicker, comma, they sold for 20% more with an average sales price up $192,000 compared to 2023. Does that look good, guys? Yeah? Okay, everybody with me? Now we go to our download. Am I still good on time? Yep. Is everybody like now dying? Because if you're not dying, you will be now. All right. This is the part where I lose everybody. Everybody ready to get lost? All right. This is the spreadsheet that I will send you. Everybody see it? Now, we don't use the property address here. See this? We don't care about all this. This is delete. This is the property address. You want to have the property address, but we're going to send it to where they live, right? Does that make sense? So let me clean this up a little. But you see how this is all caps? That's going to look terrible in a letter. So if I send this to you, either I have to fix it or you have to fix it. So I'm going to show you how to fix that. And this is where I lose everybody because you got to use a formula. So what you do is you insert a column and you need to use a formula, which is a text formula called proper. It's called proper. And you just simply put it in there. You select what you're going to copy and it makes it sentence case. It's super easy. Once you have the formula, you just drag it down. And once you've dragged it down, now you have all of the formulas in here, but you can't leave it like that because it's formulas. So you have to copy the column and then you have to paste special the values. Now the values actually live in each thing versus the formulas. Okay. Then you're just going to copy over that and delete this column. So now it's not in your way. See that? We've replaced it. We're going to do the same thing with the city, right? Because we're just going to say insert function. What are we going to change? The Orlando. And we're just going to what? Drag it down. You see how simple this is? Some of you are like, I'm lost already. We have to copy it. No.
Column, because it's a formula.
Yes, correct.
Formula didn't import as text.
Correct.
Change format to text first.
Doesn't matter. Yeah, you actually have to add the formula to a new column. Yeah. And then those two are done. Sweet. Then equity, you see this equity column? I like to bold it so we know it because it's going to be bolded in the letter. And then we want to format that. And we want to make it currency and we want to get rid of the decimals because it's stupid. And now when we merge that equity field, it'll look like that. Right? And then the other two columns, so we're changing the mailing address. These two we're changing, right? We're changing the equity column, and we have to change also the owner's first name. So I like to just clear the contents of the middle name because who cares, and use that column to insert our function, right? Now, we're actually probably not going to use the trust, but we're going to just do that. See this? We copy it, right? What do? We paste special values. Now we can move the header over and then just delete this. So we now have an owner first name. So what do we have to do with the last name too, right? So we need to insert a column to add the proper function there, right? And we just do the same thing. You guys with me? Very simple. I know when you're going to get this, you're going to be like, what did she say? But it is very simple. Trust me. And then you just paste value. Okay. And then you delete this. We're going to bold that out too. So you see what I did. And the last one we have to do it to is the owner to first name. See? So we're going to clear contents here because I'm just going to steal that column. Insert. We're going to drag it down. Okay. Almost done with the boring Excel stuff, which I think is super cool, but you guys probably don't. So that's okay. Delete. So we're going to use the owner's first name, and then we need to insert a column. Remember, just to do it with the last name. So we're going to insert our function into that empty column. What are we making? Sentence case. We got to move it over, right? Just drag it all the way down. Copy it and hit paste special, right? Because we have to paste the values in there. Take over the header and just delete it. We're going to bold that. And this spreadsheet is clean. So if you're like, Carrie, please just clean it, I can clean it and send it to you. So you could just say, send me a spreadsheet. You could say, clean the spreadsheet. But I'm not going to be doing all this stuff in my spare time because, guys, I have none. So if you need me to do this, then we have to meet together because it will be during a meeting with you. You follow me? Because if you send me a list for me to get you these things done, that's laughable because I have no time in my day to sit here and create all these spreadsheets and do all this admin work for you because last time I checked, I'm not an admin. Okay, but we could certainly do this together. But I wanted you to see how this works. Are we all together? Okay. Now we have a spreadsheet. We have a letter. I send you a template. I send you a spreadsheet. You clean it up. You do this on yourself. Then you hit mailings. Well, you have a letter. So you just go ahead and say select recipients and you attach the list, which is the database. So I'm going to attach the Torrey Pines spreadsheet to it. And I'm going to say, okay. And now I have connected these two documents. I can now merge them. Oh, we're learning how to mail merge. Oh my God, this is so crazy. Is this brokerage or is this Excel? Is this, it's crazy. This is how you get business, guys. This is how you make your life easy. This is how you're efficient. All right, so I'm going to delete all this because I'm going to show you how to do it. You don't have to do it because honestly, I sent it to you the proper way. It's done, but I'm showing you this in case you screw it up and you need to fix it. Insert a merge field. You want the first name, space. You want the last name. Owner, one last name. If you like an and or an ampersand, I'm doing an ampersand because I like it. And then I'm going to put owner two first name, space, owner two last name. Then I'm going to say, I want the mailing address, right? Because I don't want to send it to the property address. I don't know who lives there. Then I need the mailing city, comma, space, insert the mailing state, space, insert the zip. I don't put the second zip because it's stupid, but there you have it. Now it's correct. Now I'm going to get rid of this too, just so you can see. I'm a high person. Maybe you're not. Doesn't matter. Whatever you like, you can change it when I send it to you. I'm going to put in the owner first name. If I did an ampersand, I do an ampersand. If I do an and, I do an and, whatever you use. And then I put in the owner two first name and I put a comma. The other thing is, you see this? This is a merge field. Would you be interested to know you could potentially have insert this in equity right now? Let's see if it worked, guys. Let's check this beauty out. Preview. Oh, how lovely. There they are. This just saved how much time because I say finish and merge, edit individual documents. And here they are. So if we've done this together because you're like, Carrie, I have no clue what the heck you just did, I will send you with the merge document and I will send you with this document. The one thing I can do to help you clean this is in case there's like a one person, and I will do this. I will do find and replace. So I will do space, ampersand, space, comma, replace with all commas. And that way I've cleaned that for you just a little bit extra. So now I will save for you, which I will save for Teresa, or if this was Emily, I'm meeting with them both. I will put this under Teresa and I'm going to call this Torrey Pines merged. And now she can just clean it if it needs to be cleaned or just print them and sign them and write out the envelope. You see how quick I did that? And then she will also have this. So I'm going to save her Torrey Pines right there. So I will send you this when we're together. I will send you the merge document and I will also send you this one as well. The actual spreadsheet. So you will have this to do multiple letters in the future. Does everybody see how I did that? Okay, everyone's totally lost and confused, I'm sure. So let's hit some questions, or you want me to look at another community? What do we have? Silence. Everyone's like merged over.
You do the first capital letter, what do you use as follow-up letters after that?
Thank you. So Flavia asked you to do the first equity letter. What do you use as follow-ups? I do at least a series of 4. You could go to 6. To me, guys, here's the difference. Geographic farming, what is that? If you farm, you have to clear the land. You have to prepare it for seeds. You have to plant the seeds. You have to water the seeds, and then they'll start to grow. And then you have to pick the whatever you have, like vegetables or whatever they are, right? And you have to sow the land. Like all of that takes time. It takes about a year to really start getting anything from a geographic farm. Would you guys agree with that? Targeted prospecting is you get in, you get out. You're not looking to become necessarily the expert of that community and get them to know that you're their neighborhood realtor for life. That's not really the goal of targeted prospecting. Targeted prospecting is about finding a reason why people may want to move that is a specific purpose and getting in and getting out. That is the point of targeted prospecting. So the equity letter is a really valid point because it's people who have equity in their home and wanting to find something that has good data points, because that's why not every community is a good equity letter. Their community has to have good equity, has to have good data points. So the first letter, we could talk about year to date. The second letter may have something to do with their zip code versus another zip code, their neighborhood versus the zip code. The third letter may have something to do with, for example, something happening nearby versus is there being something built next to them? Is there something, it has to be something specific to what's happening with their neighborhood, with them. And then, of course, something about their equity always. The whole thing about their equity is always going to be in there. The first two little paragraphs, and notice, let's look at a letter again. This is the letter. You see, there's probably never, in one of my letters, going to have more than 2 sentences. Oh, can you guys see that? I didn't share it. I put it on for you guys, but I didn't put it on for them. You see, in a letter that I write, there's 2 things that you're going to always see. Do I talk about the advisor? Because they don't care, guys. They don't care about you. I'm sorry to tell you that. They're not interested. Later, when they meet you, they're going to grow a relationship with you. They're going to love you. They're going to trust you, but not in a letter. Don't put all the gobbledygook about yourself, how much you sell. That's the #1 turnoff. It's not about you. And especially if you're trying to target prospect. Target prospecting is why would they want to sell? What is interesting about something happening? I love, if you're not reading what's happening in the area, there's new building going on. Like that's #1 thing. You know, for example, in St. Cloud, there are so much areas where there's townhomes coming in. I would be doing equity letters like crazy down there. Before the townhomes come in, you've got equity right now. Get out before the townhomes are built. Because if you've got homes that are over $1 million and they're going to be building townhomes right next door, what do you think is going to happen to that equity they have? I mean, just, guess.
The huge apartment they're putting up on the corner of 192 and Noma.
Oh yeah, what's going to happen to those $1 million homes right down the road? Those equities going to disappear pretty quickly. Now, we can't actually say that, but
They know.
they know.
Thickening.
Yes. I mean, guys, they don't know that those apartments are going up, but we do. And if you don't, that's your fault, because if that's your area, you're supposed to be the area expert. That's target prospecting, right? That is target prospecting. Let me tell you, I've been singing the song about Windermere's thing going in right there at the new the high school over there. They were putting in the stadium that was never supposed to go in, and suddenly wasn't even a public hearing, wasn't even, we got a letter. The stadium's opening. What? After all the whole lawsuit? Are you kidding me? You know how many sales happened at Lake Kaywood? You know how many sales happened at Oxford Moore? Of course they did. And I told you guys to go after it. None of you did, but other people did, and they got the sales, because that's exactly right. Either you want to be there or you don't. That's either gonna, now a stadium coming in not necessarily could negatively affect your value. That's more of an inferred value. If you have kids and you want to be across the street from a stadium, it's a great thing. If you don't have kids, you want to get the heck out of Dodge. So here you go. But apartments, I don't see a positive there. I mean, how many people who have $1 million home want to be right next door to apartments?
Somebody else will from New York who thinks a train in the back is okay. I mean, there's somebody else.
But there will be buyers, precisely. There will be buyers, but the people who've been living there, especially in St. Cloud, who love to have all that space, who love the fact that it wasn't built out, they want to get the heck out of Dodge. Exactly. These are reasons to target prospect. And if you're not watching what's happening, we have so much building. Listen, NeoCity, well, need I say, like, what is happening with NeoCity? Great question. What is not happening with NeoCity is probably a bigger question. But there is a lot of talk still going on about that. And if you're not up on it, then you're not even in the know. That's the point. Is that your area? If it's not your area, great. That's not a problem. But if it is your area, you better know. And if you're trying to do luxury homes in that space, you better know everything. That's my point. So here in Dr. Phillips, hello, if you don't know about Epic Universal that's opened up and what that's going to do to the traffic over in that area, I mean, they didn't even do traffic studies, let's be honest. It's going to be a mess. So we need to, but it's going to be also great for other people who want to be down here. So again, to your point, there will be buyers and there will be sellers. You have to, that's where the targeted prospecting. So to your point, Flavia, the first letter, something about that. The second letter, maybe what's happening in the area. But you always have to mix it up and you see what you get from it. And you'll always see who's looking at your website. That's the beautiful thing about having that. You want that QR code on there. So any other questions, thoughts? What do we got? Does it seem pretty simple to do? I will tell Walter, your equity letter that you did, that you got your listing right there. How did that go?
It went well, it went really well. Yes.
How many letters did you send that you got that listing?
I sent about 300 of them.
Well, one letter though, correct?
One letter to them, yes. I got 2 calls and I got 1 listing.
And how much is the listing?
1.3 mil.
So it's about picking the right community, picking the right data points, and going after it. We've gotten a lot of listings from equity letters. You have to use the right equity letter. Please don't go off and go rogue. I mean, you can do what you want, guys, but I have seen a lot of advisors write their own letters and not get anything. And most of it because, hold on, let me share one more time. Again, instead of doing this, notice the other thing here, white space. You see a lot of white space? If you write more than 2 lines, no one's going to read it. They're not going to read it. I've seen these long paragraphs, bad. People don't read. People don't, you guys don't read your email. I don't either. So listen, so I understand. No one's going to read that. You have to have very short, simple, concise statements and nothing about you because they don't care. It's like sending, a listing presentation to an expired. I mean, it's like a smack in the face, right? Sending stuff all about you to somebody who didn't solicit it. It's like, why are you sending this to me? Yeah. And then there's that, Maria. You should care about.
Show me the money.
Yeah, but this is interesting stuff. People care. And that's why this is a little more data driven. The next one may be a little bit more about something going on in the area. Then go the next one, maybe a little more data driven. And the next one, maybe a little bit. So you can mix it up a little, see what they're interested in. Yes. Always, everyone, would you be interested to know you could potentially have blanket equity right now? Because the point with this is, with the targeted prospecting, this letter cannot go to the neighbor. That is the most important thing in a targeted prospecting. When you farm, everyone in the neighborhood gets the same postcard, the same thing, right? It could go to anybody. That's the thing with farming. If anyone else gets this letter, it's the wrong letter. Oh my God, I got my neighbor's letter. Oh my God, they have how much equity in their house? That's the point. This is only specific to you. And you hand wrote the envelope. People who are lazy, who put labels on, guys, I'm going to tell you, you're not going to get the open rate. You're not going to get it. You got to handwrite it. Now, if you want to print it and make it look like it was handwritten, it's okay. But I'm going to tell you, even me, I've done this for years. If I get something handwritten, I know it's probably solicitation, but I'm still opening it. Aren't you? Because what's inside, just in case, there could be something. Yeah, and do not use a company letterhead envelope. Do not do it. They'll not open it. That's like the kiss of death. Do not write Premier Sotheby's on the envelope. You can write the address. So I could write Carrie Prieto, 7600 Dr. Phillips Boulevard. I would write that, but I would not write Carrie Prieto, Premier Sotheby's. You just killed it. What was the point of that? Do not give any indication on the envelope that this is anything from Premier Sotheby's. If you do that, you just killed it. That's the whole point. That you want them to open it. Now, listen, and the inside is very clear. You're not trying to say who you are, who you're not. You're not trying to be sneaky about it, but you want them to open it. You're trying to get them to open it. People have done colored envelopes. I don't really care about all that stuff. To me, if you handwrite it, they will open it. It's kind of yes, handwrite the whole thing, or hire someone to do it. But But that's the key.
And the company I can recommend?
Oh, please. Yeah.
$50 letter. Maybe the first 51 great. I'll send you the link.
Oh, that'd be great. What's it called?
It's called Scribes.
Oh, great. Oh, I heard about that. Does it work well?
Yeah, it's this one.
Oh, see, Scribeless, great. Uh-huh.
Carrie,
Mm-hmm.
I
Yes.
have a question on, we talked a little bit about follow-up, a couple more letters and everything, but I have more question on how are you keeping, or how should we be keeping track of what we've sent out to who? Like, how do you suggest we
You keep
monitor
your letter.
our?
You keep your letters, and you have a system. So you're sending them so I like to be specific and on purpose. If I'm sending them the 15th, I always send it on the 15th. If I send it on the 5th, I always send it on the 5th. Don't be haphazard with this. And you pick one community at a time. Don't be sending them all across the board. And first of all, don't go by zip code or some ridiculous thing like that. That defeats the whole point of the equity letter. You're talking about a neighborhood. So if you just said in 32386, I mean, then it's not personalized, right? You're not saying that this neighborhood is specific and special. This neighborhood is done well, and your home is doing even better in the neighborhood. You took away the whole beauty of the equity letter by doing that. So people who say, "Oh, this whole zip code," you might as well just farm them. I mean, to me, you just took away the beauty of the specific point of it. You want to make them feel unique and special. So every time you make it general, it's like throwing spaghetti at the wall. Don't do that. So be very specific, create a very specific system. I'm going to be sending it to this community, or in your point, this village or this part of the village. And I'm going to do it on the 15th of every month. And I'm going to do it for 4 months. That's how you do it. You have to be very on purpose with this. If you're not going to, then you might as well just stick with expireds.
Thank you.
Something to email as well.
I would not. You could, but I mean, if they don't respond, the point with this is you're trying to see remember, this is digging for gold, right? You don't want them to feel like you're spamming them. So if you send them a letter, now you're emailing them, now you're going to text them. It's too much. You got to pick one form first, because then they're going to be like, Jesus, how did I get on that list? Get me off your list. You don't want them to feel like, if you just sent them a letter and it's because you've seen that their home is worth so much, now you're emailing them something, now you're texting, you know what I mean? It's like you're just spamming them. You don't want that. You want them to feel special. Now, after 4 times, I would leave them alone. Maybe in 6 months, maybe you want to start something in an email, but it's too much. You just don't want to overwhelm somebody. And especially with the TCPA rules now, Telephone Consumer Protection. Yeah, email is another thing, but you know, people are going to be very hyper protective about their data as we move forward into this brave new world. So I would think it's nicer when you send a letter. The letter and nobody gets letters. So I think we're better off with this for target prospecting. Any other questions or thoughts? Okay, guys. So if you know how to mail merge, you know how to do Excel, tell me, and I will send you one list. I'm not going to send you 50 lists. I can't. I don't have time. There's, 135 of you and 1 of me. So either that, or we can meet and set a meeting, and then I'll do it with you. Okay. If you don't have a mail merge, then go through, try to pick some communities, and then we'll set them up appointments, and then we'll create your equity letters. Sound good? All right. Well, thanks for joining, guys, and looking forward to see who wants to sign up and join me at Gold Bar on the 26th and 27th in Miami, so we can learn even more about selling luxury. So have a wonderful rest of your day, guys, and see you later.